Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. Today we're going to be doing something completely different. Today it's a shout out video to some awesome smaller booktubers that engage with me on my channel. So stay tuned and enjoy. Now, as I said before, these awesome people that have been engaging with me on Booktube, have been engaging with my videos, and have smaller channels of their own, I think they deserve some recognition. And just please note that this is only for content creators that have less than 500 subscribers. I will be doing some other videos in the future with bigger channels, but I wanted to leave it at that because otherwise this would just get too long. First off, we have Holly at Crooks Books. Now this is such an awesome, relaxing channel. Holly's always talking about crime and mystery and horror with a smile on her face and that Texas accent that I love, and often with a cup of coffee in her hand. And I just love the way she approaches her channel. She sits there and offers you a beverage or says grab a beverage and let's listen to the content. I really love her channel and it's well worth checking out. As I say, she's very into crime and mystery, and in particularly true crime, but I know that she loves her Stephen King as well, as do I. Oh, and by the way, my favorite video by her so far was when she read 1-star reviews for 5-star books that she loved, and I thought that was incredibly entertaining and amusing. It really cracked me up. Okay, next up we have Bards and Books. Now this is a very relaxing dude. He loves his fantasy, and in fact this is an excellent channel. It's sort of a mixed mash of heavy metal and reading. So I found that very original, and he's done a lot of top 10 favorite metal bands, and he's recently done a Terry Pratchett review, so he's well worth a go and check him out. That is Bards and Books. Okay, next up we have Kat at Kat's Novel Adventures. Now she's a very bubbly, bright personality, always smiling, always friendly, and she likes to read a little bit of everything. Horror, mysteries, folk tales and folklore. She recently hosted a readathon about folk tales, and yeah, she really does do a little bit of everything on her channel, and it's well worth checking out. Also, being an ex-teacher like me, she also covers a lot of middle grade stuff, which I find very interesting. So as I say, she reads a little bit of everything, but I think most of her focus is on horror, for myself. Okay everyone, next up we have Alex Canal. Now this is a very interesting channel. I'm not normally focused on classic literature, and this is the one and only channel that is almost exclusively about classic literature. But Alex is such a cool, calm and collected guy. It's obviously very knowledgeable, and I find his videos very thought-provoking and sometimes very personal. He's done videos with titles like 10 books or 10 books, 5 books that moved me, 5 books that changed my perspective on life, that kind of thing. So even if you're not crazy into classic fiction, you might find something on his channel that you'll enjoy. Okay, now we have author J. Creighton Smith. Now I think his channel is incredibly underrated. He reads, reviews and writes focusing on indie literature, particularly fantasy, horror, gothic, and I really think his channel is very interesting, particularly the way that he reviews books with this music in the background. It's very artfully done, and I think he deserves more recognition. That's author J. Creighton Smith. Okay, next up we have the Vintage Viking. He's a real awesome channel, and I think it's going to grow quite quickly. He talks about science fiction and about horror, and he has got a massive collection of books. And recently he did a book tour, and I was very impressed. And when I say a massive collection, I mean he's got, I don't know, thousands of books, and I really enjoyed that particular video by him. So it's worth checking out. It's very entertaining, and he's a very entertaining dude as well. Next up we have the Shady Side Library. Now this guy is the real go-to guy for YA horror, and in particular YA vintage horror. He's got an awesome collection. He's very knowledgeable, he's very well spoken, and he talks about everything from R.L. Stine to other popular YA series and authors. And yeah, as I said, he's particularly fond of his vintage horror, his vintage YA horror, and he's definitely a channel worth checking out. Okay, next up we have E.D. Lewis Reviews. Now this is a very interesting channel if you like gothic and horror, and I love the ambience, the way that he sets up his channel, and before he speaks, there's a real gothic vibe in the way that he dresses, and he's pretty knowledgeable about those things. I know that he loves Anne Rice, Interview with the Vampire series, and he's also done a lot of tags, a lot of very fun tags if you enjoy those kind of videos, and that's a great way to get to know people as well. Okay, next up we have Paperback Journeys. Now this is another awesome channel, and man, this guy is so vibrant in his expressions, he's so well spoken, so passionate, and he particularly enjoys Stephen King. And he's done some really good reviews lately. Recently I watched one of his Dark Tower reviews, and he's very clear in the review if there's spoilers or not, and where you should turn off. So you don't need to go in there thinking the whole book's going to be spoiled. Yeah, he's really great. Check out his channel. Okay, next up we got the Happy Haunts Library. Now this is a very colourful, vibrant channel, and I think it's going to do really well. And I love the fact that it's not just focused on books, but she also focuses on movies and TV, and sometimes a kind of a crossover between the two. So she links content between books and movies. And she also recently did a Edgar Allan Poe video, which I really enjoyed. I think it was a tag. So check her channel out. Very colourful and very relaxing. I really think you'll enjoy that channel. Okay, next up we have William's Library. Now this is a very unique channel, a very interesting channel. He kind of combines his love for reading with other things. I've seen videos on bird watching. He loves to read airport books, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, it's kind of quite a new channel. So check it out, check out its content, give it a like, give it a subscribe if you enjoy it. Awesome. Next up is Time with Life. Now this is a very interesting channel as well, because the focus is mainly on the books themselves. And I find that a very interesting way of portraying a video, in particular because this person loves to do journals. And the journals that I've seen in these videos are very creative. And obviously a lot of time and energy is spent on actually journaling. Softly spoken, but very knowledgeable about all sorts of books. Everything from YA to horror to mysteries, a little bit of everything. Just check the channel out, you won't be disappointed. Next we have BC Reads. Now this is a brand new channel, and I would really encourage you to check out the Booktube newbie tag video. He enjoys his horror, but he really needs a bit of support. I know that he enjoys Dean Koontz books and John Saul, but you know, we've all been there. Go and give him some support, check out his video, give him a like and give him a subscribe. Now here's another brand new channel, and that's Pat's Mythos. And Pat likes to talk about fantasy, sci-fi, horror. Check out his Booktube newbie tag and give him some support. You know, these people that just started out, like I said, we've all been there as content creators. Check it out, it's a great channel. Next up is a great horror channel called Nightmares Anyone. Now this has to be the most interesting channel introduction that I've ever seen. It's basically so creative and actually really scary, kind of spooky, where he's obviously taken a lot of time and effort. It's this video going through this haunted house sort of thing. It's really well worth watching, even if you're not going to watch the rest, just to watch that intro. But the guy is very, very fun and energetic, and he speaks about obviously horror, but he does a lot of unboxing, gets a lot of horror mail, he collects a lot of horror merchandise, so if you're into that kind of thing, you'll really enjoy this channel. Okay, finally we have C. Crits Read. Now this is another very colourful, vibrant channel that talks about horror, thrillers, I think mystery, weird stuff. And just recently she did a reading vlog that I watched that I really enjoyed on her experiences with the Week of Weird readathon, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I think that's a great way to get to know people's reading habits, what they do in between their reading. Maybe I'll do one day when I've got a little bit more energy and maybe a little bit more confidence to do that. But yeah, she's got a great channel there, check it out. Okay everyone, there you have it, my first shout out video ever. Now please don't get upset if you weren't mentioned. I will be doing other videos in future. In particular, people that have got maybe between 500 and 1,500 subscribers, which is still, I suppose, relatively small, not bigger than me, but I'd love to mention those people as well, that have commented on my videos and that are engaged with me, and eventually I think I might just point out some big booktubers as well. But I really hope you enjoyed that. Please take care of yourselves and keep those pages turning, and cheers.